everyone, and welcome to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of Thief Deadly Shadows. So, this is the third installment of the Thief series, and we're going to be continuing our playthrough of. This is in fact my least favorite Thief game, and yes, I have played the newest one. I don't really like this one because of the pseudo 3D that they added to it, and on top of that, it has some really wonky controls, and the story seems very convoluted to me. There's no big enemy you're going after or anything like that. It came out during a time when gaming, to me, started to shift from PC to consoles, only because my PC couldn't keep up, so I was never really invested in this particular Thief game. But, having played it in the past, not remembering much about it, and wanting to play it again, I bring it to you live now. So we're going to go ahead and get right in there, jump right in, and see what Garrett has to offer us.
I got a tip last night from my fence. Heartless Perry. A nobleman named Lord Julian had some sort of quarrel and showed up at a local inn well after nightfall and in a foul mood. He's carrying a velvet bag about the size of a man's fist, and it never leaves his sight. Sounds likely to be valuable, but I'll know for sure when I steal it from him. Perry sent over a floor plan of the place, the Blue Heron Inn. Finding his lordship won't be hard. His room number will be in the guest register, if I can get to the front desk to read it. The inn will have guards, but not as many as a private estate. That should make things easy, which is one of the reasons I'm willing to try it without knowing for sure what the take will be. Lord Julian is so protective of that bag. There's got to be something of value in it.
So this is our tutorial, of course, which is fine, and as you can see, this is one of the reasons I don't really like this particular Thief game. This is the time when, because you had extra RAM and extra memory on your video card, developers just decided to use it for garbage. So you got these 3D wrought iron bars, all these 3D buttons that click and light up and twist and turn, and this very gaudy looking gear-esque 3D whatever whatever this is. And like, you just click down, it doesn't go down, it goes all the way to the bottom. So you have the sound, which overrides Garrett talking. You have to filter through it. There's just a lot of fluff here that you could easily have just avoided and gone straight 2D, but because you could do 3D, that's what they did. And this was an ugly time in gaming, in my opinion. Halo 2 came out about this time, and it had the same problem where something that could have easily been two-dimensional or flat had to have like a shine on it or a glow to it, or a stretch texture over a 3D object, and the texture just didn't fit properly. And so it's annoying in a way that it could have been prettier without nearly as much effort put into it, is how I feel about that. But with that, we can go to our difficulty. As per usual, we're going to, well, we can't. We're going to try expert, but it is a tutorial, so you can't select a difficulty. So we have to steal 40% of the loot in this mission, find at least one special loot item in this mission. Opponent sensory acuteness normal, opponent combat ability normal, number of opponents normal, player damage resistance normal. Of course, if you're playing on expert, all those change, but I can't demonstrate that right now. We have our goals. Same as usual, break into the inn, find out what room Lord Julian is staying in, steal Lord Julian's velvet bag from his room, and then leave the inn once you have the velvet bag. Very easy. We have our gear, which we don't have our gear. Even this, like Garrett himself, just why? Use your mechanical eye to zoom in and get a better look at things far away. Up arrow and to zoom in, and down arrow to zoom out. That's great. But honestly, the 3D, I don't know. It's 3D for the sake of we can afford to have 3D now. That's all this is. It's horrendous to me. Personally, it's just horrendous to me. We have our loot, we have our items, no quest items, we have our map. So here we go. We have start here, we have the streets, north side, we have the cellar delivery hatch, Lancaster room, Peony suite, front to desk. Very simplistic map. We won't need it in this one. It's going to just basically give us a way through. So there's nothing we can change here. We just have to go, so let's go. Now I will say that this particular version of Thief has a bit of a problem. When it loads from the loading screen to the actual game, it cuts off my recording software, so I have to remember to press record after the recording software is lost. It's because the main menu is in a different resolution than the game, and the game has a mod to allow for widescreen, so because they're in two separate resolutions, I don't know how editing is going to go either, so we're going to have to figure that out. but I'll do my best to make it work for us. Welcome to the training mission. Throughout the rest of the game, you will make your own choices and take your own path. In this mission, however, you will be given instructions at every step. To get started, follow the footprints on the ground of the first training experience. And here we are. Even our light button is three-dimensional for absolutely no person. Do I really need to know which way is north? I mean, I guess I could know, but I don't need to know. To be a thief, you must learn to use stealth. When you hide in shadows, guards will not be able to see you unless they are very close. The light gem at the bottom of the screen will tell you how visible you are. Crouching, moving slowly, and hiding behind objects can also be helpful, but are not always required. In this case, the guard will not see you if you remain in the darkness. Sneak past this guard to proceed. So we follow the ghosty footprints down to this side, and it gives us more. Training successful. Hooray!
A guard's life.
Subtitles. Some guards will be on patrols, looking for intruders. You must learn to observe your enemies and use careful timing to slip by them while their backs are turned. Sneak past this patrolling guard without getting caught. Now, as in my previous Thief playthroughs, I will be attempting to do this on Expert, but as this is not one of my favorite Thief games, I will be less inclined to be kind to said guards, and more inclined just to beat them about the head and neck until they pass out in order to keep them out of my way. Apparently we can hide here if we want to, but I don't care that much. Training successful. The sounds you make can alert guards, so you must learn to move quietly. Your footsteps are louder when you run, and when you cross over loud floor surfaces such as metal. Walk slowly and quietly over this metal surface without alerting the nearby guard. You can creep quietly by holding down Control. Creepy. All missions have objectives, even this training mission. Your first objective is to break into the inn. You can complete the objective by entering through this delivery hatch. Press X to crouch, then walk through the hatch. When you are inside, press X again to stand up. I don't recall whether or not I changed these keys or not. I don't feel like I did, but at least they're telling me what they are. Hello? I didn't follow the footprints tutorial over. You can use some objects by positioning them in the center of your screen. When they highlight, press right mouse to use them. Use this door to open it and proceed into the next room. Now this is another point that of contention I have. Look at this glow effect. It is oh god, it's just it's so terrible. It's so terrible. Oh, I hate the glow effect. I really do. It's terrible. Use your bow and water arrow to extinguish that torch on the wall. When guards are nearby, putting out torches creates darkness that you can sneak through. First select the water arrow by pressing 8. Then pull and hold a left mouse to aim and release it to fire. Extinguish this torch to proceed. And that's the other thing here, is they've changed most of the controls. Water arrows were like 2 or 3 and now they're up to 8, which means you're going to have a crap ton of equipment you don't actually need. Hooray! And I can't remember how to put everything away. I believe it's, yeah, whichever. Just carry my blackjack. And water arrow, which of course is so blue that the blue doesn't show when you when you highlight. To climb on top of obstacles, get close to them and press space. Climb over these boxes to proceed. Basic Thief stuff. This is all the same. And this is a point, as I was saying before, one of the things that about Thief is everything has to be 3D. In previous Thief games, as you can tell, you'd look down, you wouldn't see your feet. There would be no feet, no hands. Now you look down and you see your feet and hands. And although I can appreciate the immersion of such a thing, the problem comes from the fact of this. You are now a physical object in a room. And because you are a physical object in a room, your feet will bump things, your arms will bump things, you'll knock things over, you'll get stuck on the sides of things. The game, like, you'll push forward and the game will, like, push you around objects. You're no longer a block. You're now a pseudo-shapely design of a thing that can actually cause you more problems than not when it comes to walking and turning and running. That wouldn't be a thing if you were just a hitbox, you know, just a square hitbox. A locked door is no obstacle for a skilled thief. Use this door with the right mouse to enter lock-picking mode, then use the mouse to pick the lock. You must find the sweet spot in each stage to make progress. Note any movement on the visual lock indicator to gauge the location of the sweet spot. You are in the sweet spot when the movement is the strongest. When you find the sweet spot, stay in it long enough, and you will complete the stage. Pick open this lock to proceed through the door. Sweet spot. I liked the old... Yeah, the highlight on this door is still horrendous. I liked the old Thief, where you would just use your lockpick until it went click, and then you use the other lockpick until it went click. That was always a nice thing for me. This is more complex, but also extremely irritating. Oh, wrong button. So you just want to do this. This is all you do. You just aim your mouse. Yes, I'm aware of what to do here, boss. Game's like, hey, you got this? So really all you're doing is you're just looking for a point on a grid. Come on, Garrett. Come on, Garrett. Actually, I don't think you have to go even 3D. Yeah. It's not even really 3D. It's basically just turn this thing until it starts to wiggle. So although you can go across like this, that's not what they want. They want you to just literally do that. And this is all you're doing is you're just finding a point. Not even on a grid. You're now just finding a point on a circle. You're just finding the point on a two-dimensional circle that just looks 3D. So not the most fun lockpicking. Lockpicking has gotten better in almost every game where you lockpick. I think Bethesda has the best track record for lockpicking minigames, as anybody does. Some of their lockpicking, I won't say which one I think is the best because it's been so long since I played them all. But some of their earlier stuff was actually really good. You must learn to ambush your opponents. One hit from the blackjack can take down an opponent silently. To blackjack successfully, you must strike from behind when your opponent is not aware of your presence. Select your blackjack by pressing 1, then sneak up on the innkeeper. Attack with the left mouse to knock him out. I always found that fun in games when a blackjack, an object you hit someone with, can stun if they don't notice you, but just takes down 1 hit point when they do notice you. Like the fact of awareness suddenly keeps them awake from a large metal object striking the back of their head, or their head in general. Good night, dear friend. So it'll prompt me when I can knock him out.
Hey!
Night, night. If you leave bodies around, they might get noticed. Highlight a body by centering it on the screen, then press right mouse to pick up the body. Find a clear area to drop the body, then press right mouse again to drop it. Pick up the innkeeper, then hide his body in the ladder room you just came from. Come on, big guy. Alright. Just drop him, Garrett. There you go. Your second objective is to locate Lord Julian. The guest registry on the counter may contain a clue about where he can be found. Highlight the book and press right mouse to read it. Alright. Let's candle out, though. Can I candle out? Oh, it's not gonna let me candle out. That's not part of the tutorial. You can't candle out. Guest list. Lord Julian, Peony Street. Well, that was easy. Sweet, not street. The Earl of Warwick and friends. And friends? He's got hookers. Aloysius Griggs, Dunroom. There's a joke in there, but I can't find it. Baronet Mowbray, and Companion. She's got herself a good friend, too. Dame Yala and Companion, Crystal Sweet. Highforth McDougal. Master Vorig and Apprentice. An apprentice. That's, okay. Lord Procrates, Wisteria Room.
Lord Julian. Wouldn't do to have anyone think he was just Julian.
He might be a lord. I don't know. We're gonna rob him. Who cares what he actually... Wait, did we miss a plaque? We did. Front desk. Not an important plaque. Wait, if the plaque's behind the front desk, don't you have to go behind the front desk to read that the front desk... That plaque is incorrectly placed. Not game-wise, just if it were there in real life, I'd be confused. Check your map to find out where Lord Julian's room is. It's always a good idea to check the map when you're trying to get somewhere. You can use M to view your map. I bet he's on the Peony Street, which may or may not be upstairs or downstairs. I mean, we're technically going upstairs now, but since there's no downstairs location and this hallway is wherever, this map is almost pointless. At least on previous Thief games, you had an upstairs and a downstairs. Now you just literally have map. An observant thief keeps an eye out for valuable objects, such as this goblet. The loot you steal can later be sold to your fence for cash. Highlight the goblet and press right mouse to steal it. Now, this thief game is a little bit different. As you can see, shiny objects can be stolen. Previously, you had to kind of know what could be stolen, otherwise you'd pick up like metal plates and crap, which was hilarious, by the way. Especially when you had to drop them and get caught. You can press up against walls to decrease your visibility in the light gem, and to fit into narrow shadows. To enter wall flattening mode, stand very close to a wall and press R. To exit wall flattening mode, press R again. Practice by flattening against this wall. Alright, so what you're supposed to do is like go up against the wall and press R. Now you're squished up against this wall, which is nice, but it doesn't really make you not get caught. Like, my light gem is very dim even with the light directly in front of me. But you want to do something like, well, this won't work, but see, if we flatten, I mean, realistically, yeah, I'm pretty certain a guard would notice my kneecap hanging out there, but, you know, you can make use of very tiny shadows by doing that. So it's helpful, although it does make you extremely vulnerable. That's the door to Lord Julian's room, but the guard is in your way. You can distract him by using a noisemaker arrow. Shoot the noisemaker arrow down the hall and he will run towards the noise to investigate. Use 7 to select the noisemaker arrow and left mouse to shoot it. Then proceed through the door while the guard is distracted. Alright.
What the? That sounded awfully strange.
So it did. Alright. Not everything you pick up will be useful or valuable. The item you just picked up can only be dropped or thrown. To drop it, press right mouse. Alright, well, I want to drop that. Sometimes things don't work out as expected. Lord Julian isn't here in his room, and neither is the velvet bag you're trying to steal. Find a clue which tells you where he has gone, and your objectives will update with this new location. You can use O to view your objectives. For important information on how to complete them, use the scroll bar to see notes and restrictions below your objectives. Have a candle, bro. Alright, I believe there are stuff we can steal, like this nice shiny plate. Ah, fizzy light. Nothing here. Alright, we're good. Free candle! My friend and honored Lord Julian, I will meet you in the Lancaster room tonight. I trust you will be mindful of the risks involved and be generous. Morris, the cook.
His lordship has gone for a walk. Can't have gone far.
Might have gone far. Alright, so yeah, basically if you want to see if something's stealable, just stand for a second until it's shiny. Like that. We have 75% of the loots. Lancaster room. How convenient.
Lugabouts makes my blood boil. They'll get theirs.
Lord Julian is here, sitting near the fire, talking to someone. His purse is right next to him. Sneak up and steal the purse without being seen or heard by anyone in the room. When you've got the purse, proceed into the kitchen. Stick to the shadows, walk silently, and move while your opponent's backs are turned. Keep an eye on your light gem, and use your tools if you need to. If the guard starts searching for you, sneak away from him, carefully.
Sooner or later.
5 picked men.
My lord,
5 picked men with me, and we cut our way through.
he's your cousin, my lord.
I won the bet. My shaft was closer by a thumb's width. The bloodline opal should rightfully be mine.
If I may, my lord, I can help you. I know the castle.
Well, you're a cook. What could you know?
Every evening after sunset, the supply wagon comes through that gate and into the courtyard, and no one looks twice. Arrange for your men to be inside one evening.
And then we cut our way through. 5 good men against 20, and my accursed cousin.
My lord, listen. There is a passage leading into the castle from the courtyard. I can open it for you when you give me the signal. The torch in the Lion's Head sconce. You must put it out.
The Lion's Head torch. Yes. And when I reach the vault and hold the bloodline opal, I will take my place as head of the family. The Lady Elizabeth will be waiting. Even now she'll be flattering him, giving me time to return.
Only the medallion is the only key, my lord. You must keep hold of it.
You forget Lord Ember has another. I hear he guards it with his life.
My lord, I wish only for peace in the household.
The opal is mine. I won that bet, Morris. I won it.
Yeah, except you didn't win it, and because you didn't win it, now you want to steal it. And that's about it.
I'm feeling a little mean tonight. More than a little mean. If anyone even looks at me funny, gonna be some bloody noses.
I love the voice actors in this game. I love the voice actors in all of these games because Looking Glass, in this case Eidos, selected all the same voice actors for like every game. Alright, now here's where everything kind of goes wrong a little bit, and I say that because it is a tutorial, so we are going to get caught regardless of whether or not we want to. So because of that, we're going to do ourselves a little bit of a favor here. And this is only because I know what's coming. Sometimes even a careful thief gets caught. You can always fight if it comes to that, but usually safer to make a getaway. Try tossing a flash bomb and escaping while your opponents are blinded. Use F1 to select the flash bomb and I to throw it, which is extremely inconvenient. Optionally, you can try attacking with your dagger. One way or the other, escape through the door which leads outside.
How am I supposed to work when someone's put out the
It's gone.
lights?
Stolen. Who dares? I will have your head for this. Guards, guards.
Proceed to the exit area to complete your final objective. When all your objectives are checked off, you will have finished the
Close one, but I've still got the goods.
You're about to end this mission. Do you want to continue? Well, yes, of course.
Nothing like mixing in society, especially if it comes with good loot. The velvet bag turned out to hold a bronze medallion stamped with a griffin. Valuable enough, but more interesting was the conversation I overheard between Lord Julian and the cook. Especially the part about a huge opal and a conspiracy for stealing it. I'd hate to have anyone but me get a stone like that. But I need a better idea where to start looking. If I show the medallion to my fence, I'm sure he'll know more. Heartless Perry always does.
Alright, so with that, we're going to go ahead. I think, I'm not quite certain. I think if I hit continue, we'll just go directly into the story. And we have a little bit of time left, so we're not going to end at the moment. I think we'll end at the beginning of the next mission, because that's how this is going to go. But if we take a look at our stats, we got 10 minutes, 175 out of 200 loot, times caught 0, opponent's blackjack 1. This is all just basic stats for this particular mission. Not really caring about it. Goals, of course, which we completed all of them, except we can't steal the bag from the room, so that one was updated. Lord Julian is staying in the Peony Street. Nice. And then we have our gear, which of course was the gear we left with. Apparently we found 5 flashbangs that we didn't have. And we'll go ahead and continue.
My fence take a look at Lord Julian's medallion. Perry says the crest belongs to the Rutherfords, one of the oldest so-called great families, with a castle in South Quarter and a street named after them. They've got a lot of wealth and a nasty reputation for turning on each other. Based on that conversation I overheard, Julian is definitely carrying on the family tradition. Lord Ember, Julian's cousin, currently resides in the castle, and Julian wants revenge. Julian had a good plan. Hide inside a supply cart and ride in after dark, then signal the cook to open the side door by putting out the lion's head torch in the courtyard. It was a good enough plan for me to use myself. That bloodline opal sounds valuable, and it's better off with me than sitting around in their vault. But I can't get lazy. Ember will have his personal guard, and doubtless a few other family tricks in store for anyone who comes after the opal.
Alright, difficulty. Let's straight up expert on this guy. Steal at least 90% of the loot in this mission. Find at least 3 special loot items in this mission. Do not kill any non-combatants. Now this is the part about Thief Deadly Shadows that I really don't like. Before it was don't kill anybody. Thieves don't kill anybody. And the levels were designed as such to allow you to get around murder, knock people out, hide bodies, things like that. I feel like either they made the game easier for those people who complained about the expert level of not allowing you to kill people, or they just, I don't know, they just got lazy with the design. It's hard to tell, but the fact that this non-combatants, do not kill any non-combatants, completely takes off the whole point of expert mode where you couldn't kill anybody. Now, opponent sensory acuteness is very high, opponent combat ability is very high, number of opponents is high, player damage is very low, so of course we can't get caught. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very hard. We're going to see if we can do it. If not, we may bring down the difficulty level, but I'm liking the expert runs that we've been doing so far, and I really enjoy Thief on the hardest difficulty level, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. We have our goals: break into Rutherford Castle, find a clue about how to locate and open the vault, steal a bloodline opal from the vault. When your other objectives are complete, leave the castle grounds the same way you came in the front gate. Note, the cook is waiting for the signal. Put out the lion head torch and he'll open the side entrance located above the torch on the castle ramparts. We have our gear, of course. We have 25 water arrows, 20 broadhead arrows, blackjack dagger, 5 noisemaker arrows, 1 health potion, and 8 flash bombs. No loot, no items. I don't even think we have a map, do we? Oh, apparently we do. Front gate, basement, and then there's some stuff on the other side. So there's 2 sections to the game. That's what this little purple thing is. It's a loading screen. Literally, it's a loading screen. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
There's the torch. Now to give the signal.
Quiet tonight.
It's the rain earlier. Everyone's gone in. Black as pitch out here.
They doubled the watch.
This castle's as old as South Quarter. See the way the stone is? Pulled off an army. Probably has.
You really think so?
And who knows? It's an old part of town. Streets are all different here, not like Aldale or Stone Market.
What do you know about it?
I could have been in the city watch. I knew it that well. I could find my way around blind.
Bet you've seen things.
You wouldn't believe it. Saw a rat once as big as a dog. I saw a man dead in the street without his skin.
Come on, who'd take somebody's skin?
Could be... Nah, I won't say it. Nobody knows the whole city. How old it is, how many times it's been built over. Not the Hammerites, nobody.
Ah, a little bit of story exposition there. So, we are going to go ahead and pause here for the moment. Nice, beautiful view, of course. Get a little bit of outside view. And we have guards looking at us and everything else. But we're going to go ahead and take a break here. So, for once again, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4Kilobyte Short, on this Let's Play of Thief Deadly Shadows. And I will hopefully see you all next video.